Live from the Forum, the Lakers begin their defense of the NBA World Championships against the San Antonio Spurs.
TBS Sports presents the 1986 NBA Playoffs, brought to you by Miller Lite. For great taste, there is only one light beer, Miller Lite. By Honda Power Equipment, lawn mowers, lawn tractors, and portable generators made to last. By Kodak, introducing the new VR cameras. By Honda, see the Accord DX 4-door at your local Honda dealer. And by Delta Airlines, serving more than 100 cities in the U.S. and overseas. Delta gets you there.
This is Rick Barry along with Bill Russell welcoming you to game number 2 on our coverage of NBA playoff action here on the Superstation. Good evening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed game number 1, and of course, no surprises there. The Boston Celtics, a team picked to win the Eastern Conference and get to the finals, took care of business in the second half. In a few minutes, you're going to see the team that is picked to win in the West, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, before tonight's ball game, Bill Russell had an opportunity to talk to the key man for the Los Angeles Lakers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, now you hear a lot of talk. Maybe you guys don't hear it, but we hear it about this Celtic team, who you'll have to go by to get to the championship. Maybe one of the best teams of all time. How good is this Laker team?
We're a very good team, but nobody knows who the best is until the last buzzer is sounded. And there's always surprises for people who come in with some preset idea. I remember the year that you guys won it the last time. Everybody said Baltimore was far and away the best team, and they didn't make it out of their division. So, you know, I am not given to any attempts at prophecy, and I won't now. I have to acknowledge that the Celtics are a great team, and they played fantastic, and they've sustained it, and they deserve the favored role that they have because they've earned it. That's not to say that it's going to end up that way.
That's right, because in the NBA, always expect the unexpected. Now, Bill, in the last 2 years, the Lakers in their first round have swept their opponents. Everybody expects that to happen again against the San Antonio Spurs. This series seems to me like it's going to be the tortoise against the hare.
That's right, Rick. The San Antonio Spurs do not want to get into a run-and-shoot game with the Lakers. What they want to do is try to control the tempo and play to their strong inside game. Now, the key guy to their strong inside game, oddly enough, is Wes Matthews, because he has hit that outside shots to spread the Laker defense so they can get the ball inside and get those open shots.
Now, for the Lakers, Pat Riley wants, of course, to get into that wide-open running game. Coach Cotton Fitzsimmons wants to slow it down. He wants to have them play a half-court offense. He's got a special defense for him, doesn't he?
That's right, Rick. What he's going to do, he says, Artis Gilmore, you've got Kareem, you're on your own. I'll talk to you after the game. What he's going to do is double team on James Worthy to see if he can slow him down. Now, this is a little different strategy. Good luck, Cotton.
And another problem that the Spurs might have is turnovers. They had the second worst turnover ratio of any team in the NBA, and if they turn it over, the Laker fast break will be in high gear. Now, before we come back with the start of tonight's ball game, we'd like to send you back to our studios in Atlanta and Bob Neal. The first time the Lakers have sold out an opening game of a playoff series in their entire history. We have the starting lineups for both ball clubs. First of all, for Coach Cotton Fitzsimmons and the Spurs, they had said that Steve Johnson was going to be starting, but it's going to be David Greenwood in his place, Mike Mitchell, Artis Gilmore, Wes Matthews, and Alvin Robertson. And for the defending world champion, NBA world champion Los Angeles Lakers, as you take a look at the Spurs huddle as they get ready for tonight's confrontation. For the Lakers, it is going to be Pat Riley sending out the very familiar starting lineup of Kurt Rambis, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Byron Scott, and Magic Johnson. Officials for tonight's ball game, as you take a look at head coach Pat Riley, his assistant Bill Burtka in the bottom of the picture. The head of the officials in the center is Darryl Garrettson. That's Bill Oakes on the left, and Bruce Alexander is the alternate. During the playoffs, they have that third official there. In the event that one of the officials were to sustain an injury, they have a replacement ready for him.
Oh, Rick, the reason they made that change in the lineup is they want Steve Johnson to bring him in when the Lakers bring in Maurice Lucas. it's a sort of a counter move. So they're going to use him as a sixth man instead of he started most of the games this year. Then he got hurt, and they found that he was against the Lakers in particular more effective as a sixth man.
As a look at David Greenwood, the man who is starting, came in that trade with Chicago. Of course, George Gervin, the great Iceman, went to Chicago this year to play for them. Greenwood seeing his third playoff action. First with San Antonio. And you see the stats between these two teams during the regular season series.
Rick, as we start the game, I think one thing that Cotton has done consistently is to start the first 7-8 minutes, or as long as they can sustain it, they try to go to Gilmore to see if they can get Kareem in foul trouble. Now, one of the things about the way Kareem's guarding Gilmore, you can almost see by the height of his hands how well he's playing. If his hands are low, he's not playing well. If his hands are up, he's doing a better job.
Well, we'll keep a close look at that. And also, Kareem has been getting into foul difficulty early in the ball games in the last part of the season, something that Pat Riley is concerned about. Good defensive play by Wes Matthews to start things off, and he takes it home.
Rather emphatic.
Alvin Robertson almost came up with another steal. The
now,
Spurs will run.
Yes, and they're going to try to pester the Lakers. And that should get them off to a good start, but that could create problems a little later. But why not get off to a good start?
Matthews tried to get it to Mitchell. He was tripped up by Magic Johnson. Let's see if the foul is going to be called. Yes, against Magic for tripping Mike Mitchell. Now here's that play again, Bill. Look at the defense by Gilmore. And once he puts it on the floor, they'll attack. You'll see it coming up.
Now, the minute he puts it on the floor, there they come. There are three guys around him now, and they one guy had his hand up high enough to deflect the pass.
So the turnovers that Cotton Fitzsimmons worried about, the Lakers having the problem right now as Mike Mitchell misfires. That's Magic Johnson, and Bill likes to see him getting rebounds and leading that break.
That's when the break is very effective, and Byron Scott just gave that one up.
Matthews got Robertson on the left. He lays it in, foul against Scott, and all of a sudden the Lakers can't even get a shot. They've had 3 consecutive turnovers, and the defense by the Spurs has been very impressive. Riley looking on concerned. There's Matthews coming down. He got Magic to commit. Robertson coming down the left, and the push off by Byron Scott.
So far, the San Antonio Spurs have been very heads up defensively.
We should point out that Chicago did have a 12-point lead on Boston early also.
Now here's a double team on Worthy.
Worthy with that quick spin move. James Worthy, who has been so impressive for the Lakers and has improved his game year after year.
Now that was a good indication that Worthy is going to beat or try to beat the double team. They said, we're not going to take what they give us. We're going to take what we want.
And they have a 3-second violation against Artis Gilmore, who was battling for position with Kareem.
That's one of the things you have to be careful about. When you're trying to test a guy like Artis is trying to test Kareem, is that they pass the ball or they look and you stand around, everybody's attention is drawn, and sometimes you get offensive fouls or 3 seconds. That's a foul on Gilmore.
Now, it's really amazing because that's why Cotton Fitzsimmons, who you saw a moment ago arguing with the official, he felt that Kareem had been doing the same type of bogarting that Artis just did against Kareem, and there was no call. There's Cotton finally sitting down. He just would like to have it called evenly. Little two-man game.
Not really.
He'd like to have it called more in his favor.
Right.
Byron Scott off target. Rebound Robertson. The foul is going to be called against Alvin Robertson for pushing off. And that was a silly foul because he really didn't need to push off because there was a long rebound and he would have gotten it anyway.
Rick, first quarter playoff game, you don't take any chances.
Scott off the double screen. Magic to Scott.
That was a great pass. Because we can see that passing lane from right here. And that was just an outstanding pass.
Well, Byron Scott, credit him too, Bill, because he cut through, knew nobody came with him, and he turned around right underneath the basket. It's nice to have a player like Magic on your team.
Well, you better look, because it'd be embarrassing to get hit in the back of the head.
Robertson, good penetration. Worthy with good defense. There's Greenwood inside. Rambis knocks it away and controls it. Johnson. Magic Johnson. His first 2 points. Lakers lead by 1. We have 9:25 remaining here in the first quarter. So that 6-point advantage, the 5-point advantage, dissipated very quickly. Artis Gilmore draws the foul against Kareem. No, they call a foul on Artis. Offensive foul. He can't believe it, nor can Cotton Fitzsimmons.
Kareem does. He said, sure. He jumped into me.
Kareem, good low position. Rambis pushed off, no foul. Blocked by Mitchell from behind. Worthy with a chance. Knocked away. Good play by Alvin Robertson. 3 against 3. That's Mike Mitchell.
The Spurs have shown real hand quickness tonight in the defense. They're playing defense with their feet, and that gives you a good chance to use your hands when you got quick hands.
Mitchell's first 2 points, and the Spurs have the lead. 8:40 to go, first quarter.
And what you mean by defense with your feet is you don't reach, you get in the way and then use your hands.
That's Alvin Robertson with the rebound. He's a very good rebounding guard. Mitchell forces one over Worthy and doesn't get the bounce. Good steal by Alvin Robertson.
One of the key guys I think we're going to watch on the Lakers defense is when the Spurs make a basket, Kurt Rambis takes the ball out, and the Lakers fast break is better than anyone off a made basket at this point in the team development.
Now the foul is going to be called against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Cotton Fitzsimmons happy about that call finally. 3rd team foul against the Lakers. Spurs with 2. Third playoff meeting between these two ball clubs. The Lakers won both of the prior meetings. Mitchell. Rambis to Worthy. Byron Scott in the right. And Wes Matthews crashed into the Laker girls, hit the deck, and he's a little slow getting up over there. You see him now on the right part of the screen. Is he?
And the referee hadn't seen him. And they're going to stop
timeout.
referee
Daryl Garrison
timeout.
calls timeout. Not a bad cushion to land on, though, Bill.
I think he'd say, I'd rather not if you don't mind.
This young man has a problem with the connection between his liver and his kidney and is going to have postseason surgery. Here's the play again. Scott with the layup. Made a good play to let the defender go by, and Wes Matthews crashed into the Laker girls right after that. And now the Lakers with a good steal. That's Worthy against Greenwood to Johnson. Johnson scores the basket. The foul's going to be called on Greenwood.
Now that was an outstanding play by James Worthy, because he wanted to get the ball to Magic. Magic kept coming up limping, but maybe bruised his knee. Let's take another look at it. There's a great pass by Worthy. Now he would rather have had Magic making the pass, but there wasn't an opportunity, so he had to take it up, and he took very good care of the ball.
The Lakers have run off 10-2 to take the lead. They lead now 10-7. 7:28 left here in the first quarter, and that's exactly what Cotton Fitzsimmons does not want to have happen to get to the Laker fast break in high gear. Magic has 5 points. Artis using that strength inside. Rambis
Here
again.
comes Rambis again, and he does a good job because he takes the toughest front line man forward on defense. He pounds the defensive boards, and he takes the ball out of bounds when the other team's made a basket. He's a very important part of this Laker team.
Look at Alvin Robertson working hard on the defense. Knocks it away from Kareem, but Magic is there. Kareem travels. The pass is a little bit too low for Kareem. Hit him down below the knees.
About that far from being a great pass.
We've got a timeout, our first one of the ball game. 6:57 to play in the first quarter. The Lakers, after falling behind 5-0, now lead 11-7. Byron Scott, when he penetrates and he gives up the ball, you'll see it go to Magic Johnson. And Bill, you take it from there. Now watch Scott.
Now, what makes his pass a great pass is that he's got to get it to him quick before they call 3 seconds, and he has to have a right velocity on it so that he can handle it when he gets it.
And why he was so smart, he saw his man. If he saw Wes Matthews started to go towards Magic Johnson, and Byron realized he was wide open, so he didn't cut all the way through and stayed there to give Magic that target.
And Magic had to recognize it quickly because 3 seconds goes by pretty fast when you're waiting for a shot.
You saw the shooting percentages. The Spurs only 33%. Lakers over 55. Of course, they led the NBA in field goal percentage for the 2nd consecutive season. Robertson with an air ball.
And Kareem didn't come with that pass, but he was sure holding Artis Gilmore off.
Greenwood got tripped up by Artis Gilmore.
Great athletic move by Alvin Robertson on that play because he had to jump over man and stay with Magic.
Scott doesn't come through on that 3-point attempt. Knocked away by Magic Johnson, but look at the quickness of Robertson. Gilmore will take it home.
The Laker defense didn't have a chance to set up. Individually, the Lakers, if they don't have a chance to set up the defense, they could be had inside, Rick.
Artis played as good a defense as you could play that time. Because I haven't seen really anybody block the old skyhook.
You know, I can't remember the first time I saw it. That shot's been effective for so long.
Knocked away by Byron Scott. There's the turnovers Cotton Fitzsimmons was so concerned about. Worthy splits the defense.
Outstanding move. You know, he's getting so much better in the open court as his career progresses. Because he's handling the ball a lot better. His first year, he never could have pulled that play off.
Biggest lead of the game for the Lakers. Wes Matthews off the Greenwood screen. Kareem knocks it away. That's going to be the second foul against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar over the back of Alvin Robertson. Let's watch the last Laker fast break, Bill, with Worthy taking it on his own. See where the defender on the left side, Bill, I felt on Worthy's right, should have come in to shut it off. They gave him the lane. The other guy was hesitant, and Worthy took advantage. Back to live action. Mike Mitchell takes it into the basket for his 4th point.
Well, with James Worthy, you don't expect that. And so you wouldn't guard him the way you would guard a Magic Johnson.
Byron Scott. Robertson with another rebound. Too many Lakers back. He'll pull it out. Mitchell. Mike Mitchell over James Worthy. 6 for Mike Mitchell. And all of a sudden, the Spurs trail by only 2 with 4:50 left in the first quarter.
And one of the things they've done, they've stopped going to Gilmore. But the Lakers have not stopped going to Kareem.
The left hand by Kareem. Kareem with 4. The Lakers by 4.
I thought that the Spurs offense was a little stagnant when they were trying to force the ball into Artis Gilmore.
Well, Mitchell had some paratrooper members there, James Worthy in particular, and he comes up with his 7th and 8th points. Worthy with a great pass to Kareem. Big rebound by James. He'll go to the free throw line as he is fouled by David Greenwood. Excellent hustle on the part of James Worthy, and Steve Johnson will make his first appearance.
And some tough moves around the hoop for James Worthy. Let's take a look at this work. Now Kareem misses it.
Those long arms got that rebound.
Good fake, got a little paratrooper action there, and the foul. Is that right, paratrooper action?
This is good.
Okay. Just want to know if it's okay, Rick.
Bad club to be in, though. And unfortunately, I think every man who's ever played in the NBA at one time or another has been a member of it.
You know what's
even
tough
you
about, especially me, tough about that is when you get up there, you wish you weighed 2 tons so you could come down quicker.
Worthy now with 6 points. Mitchell again as Worthy went for the steal, but he didn't pay the price that time. Good rebound by Scott.
There's a double team. Do they pay? They pay.
Magic Johnson. 7 for Magic. And Pat Riley said that he feels if Magic Johnson is more offensive-minded, that Kareem and Worthy will have better offensive games, and he wants him to look to be offensive-minded. Wes Matthews. And that's the type of shooting that Bill said is necessary to open things up for the Spurs. 4 points for Matthews. There's the 2-man game. Good screen by Rambis. Kareem couldn't handle it. Coming in for the Lakers, Peter Goodmanson and Maurice Lucas, and Kareem getting the rest. With those 2 fouls, Pat Riley does not want to take too many chances.
I was talking to the Laker trainer just before the game, and he said that that bandage on Kareem's thigh is just a bruise. It's not a pull. And so the bruise, when you're 30, it's not so bad. When you're 38 or 39,
it takes a while to heal. Mike Mitchell from 17. And Peter Goodmanson with a big rebound. And he was a nice acquisition for the Lakers late in the season. Byron Scott is left open. And you don't leave Byron Scott open. He has 6. And he has been one of the hottest Lakers late in this season.
And that's the Laker game. Fast break and pull up for that 15-footer.
And it's not fooling you here because when we return after this timeout, Michael Cooper will be coming into the game for the Lakers. The Lakers lead by 6, 2:47 remaining, first quarter. Bill and I have picked the Light Beer Most Valuable Player of the Game award, and we're going to continue with that procedure here in the playoffs. And in conjunction with the award, Turner Broadcasting and Miller Lite will be presenting that $500 check to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. in that player's name. And Bill, what do you think about the tempo? You see Kurt Rambis and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar getting rest. The tempo of the game right now. Who is it in favor of?
It's in favor of the Lakers now. The Spurs are hitting some of the outside shots that they have to do to spray the Laker offense, Laker defense. But they're definitely playing the Lakers tempo.
Look at inside, Maurice Lucas battling with Steve Johnson. And Goodmanson against Artis. A lot of heavy action out there. As Wes Matthews misfires. And Maurice Lucas, the leading rebounder on the Lakers, and coming in off the bench, he's the leading rebounder.
Now, one thing that he does that he just tripped over the three-point line. What he does, he's more involved in the offense than Kurt Rambis. He takes more shots inside and out than Kurt Rambis does. He just doesn't get his shots off of the boards.
That was a good two-man game there, but that was great defense by Alvin Robertson. And Mitchell misfires, and he's not bashful about shooting. Byron Scott. Boy, has he been hot. Byron Scott has 8 points already. He finished the last 6 games of the season, Bill, averaging over 21 a game, shooting almost 60% from the field. And he's continued right into the playoffs now with that hot hand.
Now, Lucas tripped over as I said, tripped over the three-point line. That's going to be an interesting matchup. He and Steve Johnson. They're both are brother physical players, and Steve Johnson's a good inside player.
Lucas did a good job weak side that time to come over and knock that ball out of bounds. Lucas was limping a little bit after that fall. His left leg seemed to be bothering him.
And the reason Lucas was able to get over there, he opened up defensively. In other words, he kept that man-ball relationship. There's Artis coming inside for a power move.
And when you say power move by Artis Gilmore, you mean power move with a capital P. And the foul on Goodmanson. Let's take a look at that move again. Good pass from Johnson inside. 3 Lakers around him. And there was the foul by Goodmanson, even though Artis looked like he may have initiated the contact. But in that type of a confrontation, Artis will get the call.
Well, on some plays, the offensive man has the right to go to the hoop. And so he will initiate the play, and the foul will be on the defensive player.
Alvin Robertson on Michael Cooper. So Michael Cooper getting a little taste of what an aggressive defensive player can do. Goodmanson, little jump hook. It rolls in. His first 2 points.
And there may turn out to be quite a move by the Lakers picking him up to give Kareem a blow.
Biggest lead of the game for Los Angeles.
Because in the past, when they took Kareem out, they had to go essentially with three forwards.
Another rebound. Good pass. Scott from Worthy. Great play, and that's the way to run the break. Hardly any dribbling. 10 points for Byron Scott, and Goodmanson doing a great job in replace of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 10-point Laker lead. Final 50 seconds of the first quarter. The tempo all in favor of Los Angeles. Johnson just pushed Scott out of the way, and Robertson hits from the outside. Robertson with 5 points.
You see, Lucas took the ball out, but that was not that fast break takeout that Kurt Rambis does. I don't think Kurt Rambis lets the ball hit the floor.
A block is going to be called against, I believe, Wes Matthews. Worthy knocked him to the ground, but that will be a foul on Matthews. Jeff Wilkins, acquired in the last trading day from the Utah Jazz. Trade involving Cook and Ivoroni. Final 35 seconds we have here in the first quarter. 2 shots for James Worthy. Worthy with 6 points. He increases the Laker lead to their biggest of the game, standing at 11 now. And it's a 12-point Laker lead. James Worthy with 8 points. Byron Scott with 10 points. And Magic Johnson with 7 leading the way for Los Angeles. A 10-point lead, I'll correct myself, as Cooper comes up with good defense. And Michael Cooper now makes it a 12-point lead.
12-point lead.
And Michael didn't want me to be incorrect for long. Cooper's first 2 points. That's the game clock on the top of the screen. Matthews got a good pass out to Mike Mitchell.
And the Lakers did everything they could to prevent that, and they still came up short.
Penetration is what will do it. 10 points for Mike Mitchell. See if the Lakers can get a last-second shot off. Cooper to Scott. 3-pointer. No, he's on the line. And out of the end of the first period of play, the Los Angeles Lakers have run out, and I do mean run out, to a 10-point lead over the San Antonio Spurs. Lakers, in their opening games of playoff competition, the last 4 years, I believe, have averaged beating their opponents by a little over 19 points a game.
Well, they're off to a good start for that. Now, the San Antonio Spurs have got to slow down and make a break.
64% almost. That's because of all those easy break baskets they got.
Now, there are a few ways you can slow down a break. One, you can hit the offensive boards and challenge when the defense team gets rebound, you challenge the outlet pass. Or you can make them play defense for 16, 18 seconds, and they're an impatient team, and then they're not in position to run that fast break because you got the defense spread out and a lot of the guys on the baseline.
Knocked out of bounds by Magic Johnson. Against most teams, Bill, you can say make some baskets, but against the Lakers, that's not true. Because
Right.
they break so well off of that made basket. The inside game, San Antonio 8 for 13 for 62%. The Lakers 79%.
Good play by Mitchell.
Mitchell dominating the scoring for San Antonio. He now has 12.
Now, what the Spurs cannot do defensively, offensively, is stand around.
Good defense again by Alvin Robertson, who came over to help out.
Offensively, if the Spurs stand around, then they don't make a good transition from offense to defense. Now, let's take another look at that.
Now look at Alvin Robertson. He'll go in there to help out as he comes around from the weak side to tie up for the jump ball. We go back to live action, and James Worthy continues with his hot hand. He has 10 points. The Lakers lead by 10.
And at this point, the Spurs are playing a very physical game the first quarter anyway.
Magic to Lucas from 18. First two for Maurice. Maurice averages over 10 points a game in his reserve role. And there's a lot of talk about Maurice in the papers. We mentioned it, that saying that the team and Pat Riley weren't happy with his play. And Pat said, hey, that's a bunch of hogwash. Don't even believe it. We're delighted with him. Wes Matthews.
And Pat probably knows.
I would think so. And he said they're expecting even greater things from Maurice during the course of the playoffs, as Kareem has reported back to the scorer's table.
And they've gotten good work out of Goodmanson while he gives Kareem a rest.
Great block by Wilkins from behind, but Worthy is there. 3 on the shot clock. Three-pointer, Magic. Goodmanson with a big rebound for Los Angeles. Yeoman work by Goodmanson. Well, Pat Riley has to be delighted with the effort that Peter's given to him so far. 3-second violation. And Kareem in for Peter Goodmanson. Very nice hand for Peter. Kareem, remember, playing, if you just joined this, however, he's playing with 2 fouls. And there's a look at Goodmanson, the man who did such a fine job in the reserve role.
You know, that's one of the hardest things to find, Rick, is a really competent backup center that can play, that will be happy playing backup center.
Wes Matthews again from the outside. A little battling underneath inside as Johnson and Maurice Lucas were battling one another. And they called the foul against Johnson. He can't believe it. Obviously, it was probably the second foul. He said that Maurice was holding on to him, and then he knocked him off, and the official saw the knockoff. Look at that.
As per usual.
Cotton very upset with the calls.
And wisely, the referee is paying absolutely no attention to Cotton.
Fortunately for Cotton, it cost him a couple bucks.
More than a couple.
Maurice Lucas again from the outside.
And that's why I'm talking about the difference between the way he plays that spot and Kurt Rambis. He takes a lot of outside shots, and Kurt almost never shoots out there unless the clock's about to run out.
AC Green has come in. That was he on Mitchell. And Lucas with another rebound. Magic to Cooper.
Boy, now that was some move by Michael Cooper there. Matthews was trying to get the offensive foul, and Cooper jumped just right around him.
4 for Michael Cooper. Lakers by 12, 9-10 to go here in the second quarter. Look at Johnson and Maurice Lucas battling now. This time they get the hold by Maurice, and they better keep an eye on that one. It's like 2 water buffaloes banging around out there. Or
well, you know what?
Rams.
Now those 2 guys will beat each other during the game, but I don't think they would ever fight. Not those two in particular. Not that either one of them wouldn't fight individually. That's not what I mean. Those two will not fight, I don't think. Oops. Knife of the elbow there, Mitchell put out there.
Shot clock is down to 10, one of the few times that has happened, and 3 seconds called against Johnson.
Let's take a look at it.
As Johnson, look at him battling against Maurice for position. There they go. He's still in the lane, and there's the 3-second call that came up as a result of it. Maurice helping out a little bit with the officiating. Artis back in on Kareem. The sky
AC Green found out what the floor is a little harder than he thought it was.
6 for Kareem. Timeout for the San Antonio Spurs. 8:30 to go, second quarter. The Lakers in control. They lead by 14. At 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time, you can watch as the Dodgers visit the Atlanta Braves, and then you can stay tuned right on the Superstation as Bob Neal and Red Auerbach bring you Game 1 of the Portland Trailblazers going up against the Denver Nuggets. And that'll be live at 10:20 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on the Superstation. In that game for Denver, I think that Wayne Cooper has a sprained ankle, may not play. Elgin Baylor, former Laker great, new general manager of the Los Angeles Clippers with his coach, Don Chaney. That's the first thing he did, is he said he's going to rehire Don Chaney.
That's a Lakers-Celtic connection there.
And that's what everybody, I think, thinks is going to happen here, a Laker-Celtic connection in the finals. They try to force inside. Foul is going to be on Kareem, his 3rd foul. He cannot believe it. Pat Riley up off the bench. That's going to bring Peter Goodmanson back into the ball game. They'll try to go back inside again, I would think, to try and get that 4th foul. At least that's what I think they should do. But Wes Matthews instead from the outside. Artis Gilmore, it's knocked out of bounds by Cooper. That will bring Peter Goodmanson in. I would have thought they'd at least try to get that 4th foul on Kareem before the substitute could get in.
Hey, Rick, I think the major difference between this game is the fact that the Lakers have been able to take advantage of the opportunities they've had and getting the ball to the right place at the right time, and the Spurs have not.
Count the basket there, O'Garretson says, for Mike Mitchell. And they're calling an offensive foul. Let's see who it's against.
It says score the goal, forget the illegal defense. They were going to call the illegal defense. And they think they shouldn't penalize a team for the other team or rule violation.
Okay, the illegal defense being called. He's shown the signal out to the officials. Looked like it may have been a foul, but Bill pointed it out. It was the illegal defense. Michael, that's Magic Johnson hitting from the outside. Magic now has 9. His first points here in the second quarter. Robertson. He wasn't happy with his outside shooting, but only spent a lot of time working on it even after practice sessions. Seems to have paid off. Magic Johnson. That's Cooper. Maurice Lucas with the mismatch on Robertson. Gilmore late to get over to help.
Did Magic make that bounce pass out there just perfect? Yes, he did.
Well, listen, if you're going to keep answering your questions, I'm going to get upset.
It felt good, Rick.
Mike Mitchell. Johnson battles inside, and that's going to be a foul against Maurice Lucas, I believe. Yes. Maurice tried to get the official to call it against Johnson.
Well, you got to admit, it was a good effort.
John Sunvold coming in along with Ty Corbin for San Antonio.
Now, John Sunvold has to take that spot in those shots that Wes Matthews was taking. He's a pretty good shooter, too.
There's Johnson again. He's called for traveling.
Maybe Maurice Lucas has him thinking about what he's doing out there.
He's so involved in going into a banging confrontation that it's affecting his offense. You see the turnovers on the part of both teams. In that first quarter, the Lakers outscored San Antonio on break situations by 8 points. And they had a 10-point lead.
So Lucas is being effective in that he's only picked up 2 fouls in this banging situation, but he's thrown Steve Johnson's game off, and that's working for him tonight.
You see 2 fouls on Johnson as he goes to the bench, and Greenwood back in. Just joined us, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Maurice Lucas with his 3rd outside jump shot. He has 8 points in the ball game. 6:20 remaining. 16-point lead now for Los Angeles, their biggest of the game. And they built up that lead with Kareem on the bench. They got an early lead, and then with the foul trouble, Peter Goodmanson has done an outstanding job. Shot clock inside of 10. Gilmore blocked by Cooper. It will still be Spurs ball.
And that was above the rim. That block was.
Cotton Fitzsimmons still upset. Now watch Cooper from the right of the screen. He's on the net, though. He grabbed the net when he went up and he made that block. He had his hand in the net, Bill. You're not supposed to get that kind of help. Sunbelt off balance. Lucas kept it alive. Green. Looked like traveling. No call. AC Green with his first 2 of the ball game.
Hey, what are these forwards doing running the break like that, Rick?
Cotton Fitzsimmons is incensed by the call as he goes over to talk to Darrell Garrison. Timeout on the court.
Timeout.
With 20 seconds, he's going to spend it talking. 18-point lead now for the Lakers, their biggest lead of the ball game. We still have 5:47 remaining, and the Lakers showing that perhaps that one notch that they seem to be playing below at the end of the season, they've more than made up for it here with playoff time coming. Pat Riley felt that would happen. Quickly, let me remind you that this program is authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. Let's watch the last Laker fast break. AC Green. And there you go, Bill. As you said, he saw wide open. He says, wait a second, 1-2 steps, Bill. It looked like to me like just about half a step too many there.
Well, we're going to quibble at half a step, yes.
12-point differential on those break points. 5 on the shot clock as they turn it over. Lakers have run off 14-4 to take this commanding lead. Interesting statistic, Bill, the bench scoring. The Lakers have 16 off the bench. San Antonio, the big goose egg. Let's watch the play again. Watch the center of the screen. Look at him. You think he was impeding the progress of Magic through the lane that time?
I noticed it was a little physical to start, and Rick, it hasn't let up very much.
13 foul on the Spurs. Robertson knocks it loose, and it goes off of John Sunvold. It'll be Los Angeles ball. That's Robertson on Johnson. Magic. He saw Robertson peek on the right side and said, well, I guess I'll go left. Good spin move. Biggest lead of the game at 20 for Los Angeles.
And see, Robertson's playing Magic without real close. And when Magic gets in the pivot, he's got to get away from him a little bit. Magic can burn him every time.
Shot clock inside of 10. Robertson. Alvin Robertson. 9 points. Big uphill battle in front of the San Antonio Spurs. Offensive fouls on Michael Cooper as he tried to set a screen to free AC Green. James Worthy coming back into the ball game as Green goes to the bench and Scott comes in for Cooper.
Pat Riley's got a real good rotation going, substitution so far in this game, Rick.
And it's helped because of Goodmanson, though, making it possible with Kareem in foul difficulty. Illegal defense being called against the Lakers. I believe called against Byron, no, against James Worthy, they called it.
You know, some nights the coach can make substitutes and it can be out of sync. And your team has to struggle a lot of times just on account of that. But tonight it looks like to me that Pat's really made, because he knows the team so well, but he's made some just perfect substitutions.
Well, as you see a final, of course, the Boston Celtics victorious in their first game against Chicago, and Houston crushing Sacramento. Sunvol can hit. Lucas with another rebound. Atlanta was also victorious over Detroit. Byron Scott. He sat for a long time, but he still has the hot hand. He now has 12. He had 10 in that first period when he was shooting exceptionally well. We'll have highlights of all of those NBA action for you at the halftime with Bob Neal and the Prudential Sports Update. Gilmore to Robertson. Goodmanson with the block. Last touch by the Lakers. It will be San Antonio ball. So Peter Goodmanson continuing with his outstanding play in place of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There he comes again. Robertson will go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be against Goodmanson that time, as he did come over to help out. Bill, I'm impressed by the effort of this young man. As Kurt Rambis comes in for Lucas. There's Goodmanson.
And what's so nice about the way he's playing is that the Lakers know how to use that to their advantage.
He was picked up on March 18th, signed a 10-day contract. He wound up averaging over 7 points and almost 5 rebounds in the 8 games that he played, shooting like 54%. So,
well, there's no pressure on him to have to shoot. What he picks up off the boards is what he can have, the same kind of way that Kurt Rambis is playing. And so they have actually a 3-man offense and 2 guys pound the boards when you got those 2 guys in the game at the same time.
There's the game clock, top of the screen. Worthy over Mitchell.
That double team on Worthy's not working that well.
We only have 1 guy on him, so it's Mitchell. 12 points for Worthy. Another turnover as it was knocked away by Scott. Great move by Scott.
Is he on a roll or what, Rick?
23-point lead now for Los Angeles, their biggest of the game. 14 points for Scott. Timeout, San Antonio. And the Lakers are showing you that they are ready for the playoffs. On Saturday, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, Bill and I will be down in Houston, Texas, as the Kings try to see if they can come up a little bit better in game number 2. They lost to the Rockets tonight, and that will be 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, game 2, Sacramento Kings and the Houston Rockets, right here on the Superstation. And there's that men and scoreboard again in that final for the Atlanta Hawks over the Detroit Pistons. Big win for Atlanta, and the Cinderella team of the NBA, I would have to say this year, Bill, the Atlanta Hawks.
I hope they don't get any splintered glass on the feet.
Foul spotted inside by Darrell Garretson. James Worthy. That's the penalty. First personal against Worthy. And at halftime, again, Bob Neal with the Prudential Sports Update. He'll have all of the highlights and scores of the playoff action.
Now, what are the Spurs going to have to do to get back in this ball game?
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to have to play a little better defense, Bill. Los Angeles is shooting 81% in this quarter. An incredible 13 for 16 from the field.
Now, is that bad defense or is that outstanding offense, Rick?
I think it's kind of a combination of the two in this instance. Everybody worried about the Lakers, saying they weren't playing at peak efficiency. Well, I think the adrenaline and the flow that comes into your body when you get into playoff competition has moved them up that 1 notch. Shot clock inside of 10. Magic with one of his rare mistakes.
Well, he thought Irish would get enough shots, so he'd give him a pass to see maybe he'd shoot it under the basket.
Tempo of the game totally in favor of Los Angeles. There's a good pass to Mitchell. That's from Lamp, who entered during that last timeout. Jeff Lamp. He played with Portland, was cut by Milwaukee. Picked up as a free agent. See the Lakers by 20. 2:20 to play. First half. Worthy to Goodmanson. Goodmanson has 4.
James Worthy's game is expanding each season, Rick. And I think this year has been the biggest jump in the number of things that he's doing and doing well.
Johnson has come back in for San Antonio. Rambis guarding him. Scott with another good defensive play. And a good pass from Lamp to Johnson. And Johnson finally gets on the scoreboard. And that's the first points off of the bench for San Antonio in this ball game with 1:50 remaining here in the half.
Long drop at the bench, huh?
And San Antonio, incredibly, they don't have a rebound in this period. That's really hard to believe.
Well, if the Lakers are going to shoot
like that
85%, they're not very many rebounds to get.
14 points for James Worthy.
Between he and Byron Scott, they're lighting up the old scoreboard there. They're keeping the electricity bill up.
San Antonio with no points off of the break in this quarter, trying to get that half-court game established. They've had difficulty with that as the shot clock goes inside of 10 seconds. Look at the good Laker defense. Knocked away by James Worthy. Another turnover for San Antonio. 2 against 2. Worthy against Gilmore to Scott. This is a clinic. 16 points now for Byron Scott. 1 minute to play here in the first half. And the San Antonio Spurs.
And another well-run fast break by James Worthy. I'm so surprised how well he's doing it, running the fast break tonight.
Cooper into the game for Worthy. Magic Johnson talking to Peter Goodmanson.
Now that's how the Spurs are going to be able to stop Worthy.
Put him on the bench. Mitch Kupchak getting his first tour of duty. He comes in for Goodmanson, who leaves with 3 personal fouls, and another big hand for Peter. Kareem getting a lot of rest in this ball game, and that's...
Well, he and Worthy both, he and Goodmanson both have 3 fouls, and if they can spread out the second half that way, they'll just finish the game. So Mitch Kupchak's only got to hold the fort for a minute.
There's Kareem. If indeed Pat Riley wants to put him back in there and play him all that many minutes, maybe another 5-6 minutes in the third quarter. If they jump out again on the Spurs, Kareem can get a very nice evening off. A little more than a hard workout.
I think that unless there's some surprises in store that we can't anticipate, I think he may have a short evening.
That's Mitch Kupchak. And Mitch Kupchak, sitting all that time on the bench, obviously didn't get cold. Returning off of some knee
he kept
surgery.
peeking at the hoop so that when he got there, he'd know what it looked like.
And another turnover as Magic takes it away, but then the Spurs come right back with it. And they're stopping the clock because they say they have to give a new 24 seconds because there was a steal which should have been a new 24, and then the second steal should have given a new 24 to San Antonio. Cotton giving some instructions.
See, the home scorekeeper would have said that's not the Magic would never really had possession, so that they would not start the clock over.
Here's an amazing statistic here, Bill. They say the statistics now, we have them. I guess these aren't, are these totally official? I don't know if they are or not. Gilmore and Kareem with no rebounds yet in this game. That's incredible.
Not so. They're so busy pushing each other, they don't have time. They don't have time to rebound.
Let's see what the Spurs can come up with here in the final seconds of this first half. That's Lamb. 9 seconds to go in the first half. 22-point lead for Los Angeles. Gilmore with good defense. That will take care of things here in the first half. We're going to take a pause. We'll have highlights of the NBA playoff action with Bob Neal, the Prudential Sports Update. And then we'll be back with the second half of this ball game and see what the Spurs can come up with to try and combat the Los Angeles Lakers juggernaut. It has to be a little depressing for the Spurs to shoot 50% and have the Lakers shoot almost 74%. Free throw shooting not too good by the Spurs. The Lakers are 100%. They didn't take that many free throws, but look at the rebounding. Total domination on the part of the Lakers, and that's an area that the Spurs are going to have to improve on dramatically if they hope to get back into this ball game. The turnovers relatively close, and the assists, the Lakers, of course, with the fast break running in high gear, were able to get more assists. Now the scoring leaders, let's take a look first at what Byron Scott was able to do. Is a play from the first half. He had such a hot hand, the great through the leg move to lose Robertson, who's a good defender, and lay it in the basket, and Byron led the way for the Lakers. He came up with a total of 16 points in the first half, followed by James Worthy, Magic Johnson, and you see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with only 6 points, but he had those foul difficulty problems, and he didn't play that many minutes in the first half. And another fine performance by Goodmanson. Even though he only had 4 points, he has those 3 fouls, but he was a real factor for the Lakers in that reserve role, filling in for Kareem. Let's take a look at Mike Mitchell in one of the baskets he was able to come up with in the first half. He makes a good cut from the weak side. Comes up with a nice shot over Magic Johnson. That's 2 of his 17 points as he led the way for the San Antonio Spurs, and you can see who helped him out. Only Alvin Robertson with double figures, Wes Matthews with 8, Artis Gilmore only 6 points, and not much help from anyone else. It took almost 22 minutes for someone to score off the bench for San Antonio, Bill. Not very much help there for Cotton.
Well, they're going to have to come up with a little better performance. They're not taking care of the ball as well as they could, and they're not getting the ball to who they should be getting it to when they should be getting it to them. Now, they're going to have to, as I said at halftime, early in the half, they have to be a little more patient with their offense because the impatience is causing turnovers and good defensive rebounding position for the Lakers. And they're taking advantage of every opportunity to run that fast break. And so the Spurs have to slow the game up and make the Lakers play defense in order to take control of the tempo. They tried at the first part of the game to take control of the tempo by pressing defense, and that only worked for a couple of minutes.
Well, we'll see what San Antonio can come up with as they start the same ball club that began the ball game. Matthews and Robertson in the back. Matthews with the good penetration move and the good bounce. So Wes Matthews now has double figures for San Antonio, and quickly off the made basket, Kareem lays it in for Los Angeles.
Kurt Rambis got that ball in play.
He pointed out in the first half that that's what he does so well. Plays the tough defense and is excellent at getting that ball out and inbounds after the made hoop.
Now the first half, the Spurs got very little out of David Greenwood. And this is one of the guys, he and Steve Johnson were one of the guys that gave them the strong inside game in previous games when they were playing well.
Kareem now the all-time leader in field goal attempts.
That must be nice for the old Iron Boy to lead in field goal attempts.
5 seconds on the shot clock for the Spurs. Blocked by Rambis. 3 against 3.
Steps.
Robertson had his hand on it, and then he blocks it. 2 good defensive plays by Alvin Robertson, one of the best defenders in the league. Should probably make the all-defensive team. Gilmore fouled by Rambis. They're going to say it's
and the
2
way
shots.
that Gilmore got away from Kareem that time, Kareem had his feet out of position.
You know, Bill, you said ironically that the best inside game of the 2 teams would be the San Antonio Spurs. Yet in the second quarter alone, San Antonio went inside only 5 times. They were 3 for 5. The Lakers went inside 11 times, made 10 baskets. They got, and of course, some of those, about 4 of those or 5 of those were off of break opportunities. But they have the inside easy shots.
Now, what I should have said, Rick, is that the Spurs game is the inside game. Tonight, it is not the best inside game on the court. But it's their game is better when they're getting inside. And the Lakers have taken them away from that.
Inside of 10:50 to play here in the third quarter. Lakers totally dominating this game thus far. Magic Johnson, as Robertson went to help out, turned his head on Magic in the old give and go.
They decided to give Artis some help with Kareem.
13 for Magic Johnson. Mitchell over Rambis as he lost Worthy.
Now Robertson stopped the fast break there by challenging Magic as soon as he caught that pass.
Ten on the shot clock. Kareem has 8 now. 10, make it 10 for Kareem. Had that little layup off the break. Robertson to Mitchell. Rambis with another rebound. Rambis had 5 rebounds in the first half in only 13 minutes. Gilmore knocks it away. Matthews challenges Magic. He hits the deck and throws it out of bounds.
And Robertson was trying to hold Magic. In fact, he was holding him. That's a good way to slow him down. Good steal by Artis.
But it was good defense by Robertson. Made the pass tough for Magic.
Little bitty steps. And right now the Spurs are really out of sync. But maybe they can pick it up.
Well, they have 9 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the third quarter to try and help turn things around. They trail by 22 points. Foul, Artis Gilmore. It's third now against Artis. So all the 7-footers in this ball game have 3 personal fouls against them. Kareem, Goodmanson, and Arsal Artis.
You know, and Kareem just demonstrated that whatever his age is, 38, 39.
He just had a birthday this week.
He joined Jack Benny at 39, right?
Yes, but I have to also, when I say birthdays, I have to wish my wife, Pam, who's working with the stats tonight, a very happy birthday. It is her birthday today, Bill.
Oh, she's 21.
That's probably also a Mitsu. Alvin Robertson takes it home. Looks like he had springs in his legs on that one. He exploded up. He has 12.
I was saying that Kareem has demonstrated that even at 39, no one can really guard him one-on-one.
Well, they couldn't do it when he was about 17, so why should it change? Shot clock inside of 10. Byron Scott. He was 8 for 13 in the first half. He now has 18 points. Mitchell is fouled by Worthy. And Scott came in and Scott knocked out of bounds. It was Worthy. He's been in that paratrooper club a lot tonight. Good ball fake. Worthy went for it, and he came down along the outside of the body. Hit him in the head also, it looked like. But it was good defense by Byron Scott to come in and knock it away.
Because they might have had a three-pointer if not.
Well, one of the things you have to point out about this Spur team that hurts them a great deal is the loss of Johnny Moore, who went out with that very strange form of meningitis called desert fever. He's on the bench right now. He's been receiving treatment for it, and it's been out since December the 26th, and that's hurt a great deal because of the experience that he has in the backcourt. Even though Wes Matthews has done a nice job filling in, it would have been nice to have had Moore, who's one of the better all-around players on that San Antonio team.
And then when you go to the bench, you have a different look also.
It's changed the entire rotation for Cotton Fitzsimmons. Shot clock to 10. Count it for Kareem.
Good catch basket.
Foul is on Wes Matthews, so he'll come over to help out. Kareem makes the contact with Gilmar as he comes back. There comes Matthews. Hits him on the left arm, and Kareem, fading away, still gets the hoop. Kareem now with 14 points. He had 6 only in the first half with all the foul difficulties. Got 8 quick ones here in the third quarter. We still have 7:50 left to play. And David Greenwood finally gets on the scoreboard. His first 2 of the game.
And Kareem tonight, the field goal attempt, he broke Jerry West's record.
Byron Scott continues with that hot hand. He's got 20. Well, Kareem's at the stage of his career now where every time he steps on the court and does anything, he's some kind of a record. Mitchell has it blocked from behind by Magic Johnson. 3 against 5 for Los Angeles. On the trail is Byron Scott. And he finally misses.
And he was so sure that was going in, you could see he was saying to the scorekeeper, count it.
Byron now 10 for 16 shooting. Carrying the ball called against Matthews, and the Lakers take a timeout here with 6:51 to go in the third quarter, and Cotton Fitzsimmons can only shake his head in disgust or dismay as he sees his team now trailing by 24 points. See more playoff action here in the Superstation tomorrow night. We've shown you 2 games. The earlier Boston win over Chicago. Tonight's ball game. We have 18 more to show you here in the Superstation. And you'll be seeing the Trailblazers against the Denver Nuggets approximately 10:20 p.m. Eastern time. And that will have Bob Neal and Red Auerbach bringing you all of the action in that ball game. That will be coming immediately after Braves baseball as they go up against the Dodgers right here on the Superstation. And of course, we have a lot more playoff action for you coming. Saturday, the Sacramento Kings against the Houston Rockets, and Sunday we'll have Dallas and Utah. So we hope you'll join us for all of the excitement of NBA basketball. The alley-oop from Magic to Kareem. He takes it home over Artis Gilmore as Kareem exerting himself offensively here. He's got 10 here in the third period. Artis Gilmore with a return. Gilmore has double figures now. Worthy to Rambis. not a chance.
Now we'll get maybe an idea why Ramos doesn't shoot a lot as part of his offense.
Looks like a Hoyt Wilhelm knuckleball. And Byron Scott's been doing a great job with his hands tonight, Bill. Very active, getting his hands on a lot of balls. Magic. Throws it away. No, they say it was last touched by a Spur. Bill Oakes, the official, making the call.
Well, actually, Darryl Garrison made the call because Oates said to Garrison, I couldn't see it. And Garrison said, well, give it to the guys in yellow.
Should have given it to the Spurs. They needed it. Wide open was Scott. They saw him, but not a particularly good pass. Ramos will go to the free throw line. Look at Cotton Fitzsimmons out onto the court, and he's going to get the technical. He just couldn't help it. He said enough is enough. The frustration of the evening telling on Cotton Fitzsimmons.
You know, he doesn't. He's turning a little red. Get away from the cotton action.
Let's watch the move again. There's Robertson as he comes over to help. He reaches in, had his both hands on the ball, it looked like, but obviously the official didn't agree.
And Magic just chipped the paint on that technical foul. It's another angle in that same play.
Robertson looked like he had both hands on the ball, and that's why Cotton was incensed with the call. Cost him a few dollars. Didn't cost him a point, however, or his team. But it may now, as Rambis gets 2 charity tosses that Cotton obviously felt that they shouldn't have gotten. He's been kind of itching for one since early in the game, though, Bill.
Well, that look on his face tells me that you're watching the team go down the tube and you can't get a break, and that really gets upsetting.
First 2 points of the game for Kurt Rambis. Look at the defense by the Lakers. Byron Scott again. Matthews tries to chase him down, and Byron with a great take home. Byron now has 22 points. Timeout, San Antonio. Let's watch this play again. And a great defense by the Lakers. Byron Scott anticipating the play off the double team that the Lakers put out, and he'll take it on home. And the Lakers totally dominating in fast breaks. And you can see the points, 22-point differential.
And Kareem is having a real nice birthday celebration. Set another NBA playoff record.
Well, he's already the leading scorer. Every time he scores a point, he adds to that record.
And every time he shoots now, he adds that record of field goal attempts. Nice way to spend your birthday, though. Showing the kids how it's done.
Actually, his birthday, I think, was, what, yesterday, wasn't it, I believe, or the day before. But he's certainly showing you that he's not an old-timer, at least not the way he plays. Now it's going to be 3 against 1 for San Antonio, and Mitchell draws the 4th foul against Kareem.
Well, the good thing that the Spurs got that fast break, Rick, because if they don't get this play, this game could get out of hand.
And there you see Mitchell coming in and challenging Kareem, who was just totally out of position that time. But credit the veteran with good hustle to try and get back, Bill. We won't call him an old-timer.
Well, I call him kid.
I know you do, but you have to call most people a kid. Hey, listen,
I remember when he was 12 years old.
I saw him play when he was at Power Memorial.
Well, that's what I mean. When he was at Power Memorial, when he's in 10th grade, or before then, I had met him when he was a little kid. And I was taller than him.
He was never a little kid, Bill.
Oh, he was a little kid then. He was only about 6'8".
Gilmore on Kareem. Worthy takes it home. Assist, Abdul-Jabbar. Worthy with the first points in the second half. He now has 16.
And the Spurs have completely gotten away from the one-on-one with Kareem, and they're helping out, and that great passing that he possesses is coming to fore.
Matthews gets it to Mitchell, but Gilmore is there to tip it in. Artis with 12. Bad pass by Scott. 3 against 2 for San Antonio. Kareem with a nice spin move. No basket. They call illegal defense against Mike Mitchell.
Now they might have called that one off. Like they did the first half when the guy scored, they said rather than punish you for calling an illegal defense, they called it off.
Cooper in for Magic Johnson. And Maurice Lucas has come into the ball game also for Kurt Rambis. Byron Scott. Forget it. It's been automatic tonight. 24 points for Byron Scott. And just so wide open coming off that screen. The Spurs having total breakdown defensively. The Lakers getting so many easy uncontested shots.
Well, you know what's
Look at Worthy battling with Mitchell.
What's tough about the picks that are being set by the Lakers, they're moving them a little bit, but they move them just enough so that they're not getting called for moving picks.
That was good ball movement that time by San Antonio to 3 Greenwood. Greenwood with only 4 points tonight. Goodmanson will be coming in for Kareem momentarily. 3 minutes to play in this third quarter. Shot clock inside of 10. Worthy with an offensive foul. Good defense by Wes Matthews. Here comes Goodmanson, and Kareem will go to the bench.
Let's take a look at this Matthews defensive play there. Good acting, but a good defensive play.
Scott leaves shooting 12 for 18. Right now he hasn't left. He's still in the game, but he's shooting 12 for 18. He goes in the paratrooper club. Robertson makes him pay the price, and now for Goodmanson.
That didn't take very long, did it?
Well, he's trying to emulate Kareem, you see. So Kareem picked up his 4th, so Peter figured
If not, why not? And now the Lakers, Pat Riley has also, if Goodmanson gets in too much foul trouble, he can bring in Mitch Kupchak. So he's got the addition of Goodmanson has been really giving him a lot of options in his substitution rotation.
Johnson coming in, Gilmore going to the bench. Johnson with only 2 points in tonight's ball game.
Well, in the first half, I thought that Maurice Lucas threw him off his game, getting him into a shoving match.
Scott to Goodmanson. Good block that time by Greenwood. 2 against 1. Matthews to Robertson. Block, Michael Cooper. We see Michael Cooper dunk 2 block shots attempts. Here's the second one. Perfect timing. That's one of the reasons he's one of the best defensive players in the league, and he got my vote this year for the best defensive player in the NBA. Here's the play again. The Lakers came back and made a good steal. Scott tried to get cute on the trail to Worthy, and he stepped out of bounds.
I think that Michael Cooper is one of the best 6 men in the history of the NBA.
A lot of teams would love to have him as a starter.
To be a good 6 man, you have to be very versatile. You have to play at least 2 positions, I feel.
Worthy as he takes it on. And the Lakers are putting on a clinic here this evening. 18 points for James Worthy inside of 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. The only way the Spurs can look at this, Bill, is that it's only 1 loss. But they're getting whipped enough that it might count as 2. Another turnover for San Antonio. That's 20 turnovers for San Antonio. We told you, and Cotton was worried about it, that they're the 2nd worst team in the league in that department. The Lakers, not all that terrific tonight either. They have 17. Byron Scott. And another rebound for Alvin Robertson. Good move by Wes Matthews against Byron Scott. Wes now has 12 points. Timeout being called now by the Los Angeles Lakers. We have 1:14 left in the third quarter, and the Lakers still have that 23-point advantage, which is what they had at the half. It's NBA catalog, Post Office Box 800-800, Seattle, Washington 98108. Bill, I must correct myself. It was a 22-point lead at the half. Now it's 23 points as you get a good look at the Laker girls. And Jack Nicholson during that last break was giving us the sign that he wants the Lakers to just grind it into him and put it into the ground. And there he is now. He's still doing it. He's still caught up in it. Jack was featured in the Laker team poster this year, buying a program from Pat Riley. Of course, he's a big favorite of the Boston fans.
Oh, yeah, they love him in Boston. Like the plague.
Just about as much as they left the Lakers.
A little less than that.
The Lakers had led by 29 points. That was their biggest lead with 4:41 left in the third quarter. That's David Greenwood. 6 for David Greenwood, all of them coming here in the third quarter. AC Green has come in for Pat Riley's Lakers. Michael Cooper is showing you that he can shoot that outside shot. He had 6.
There's some people think that Michael Cooper is one of the best athletes in the NBA.
And Greenwood's starting to warm up.
Complete all-around athletes. It would be interesting to see him in a decathlon. I don't know how he would do with the shot put.
Well, actually, probably better than you think, because a lot of that is timing, Bill. Lucas. Well, he hit some outside shots in the first half, so he wanted to show the Spurs that he can put it on the floor as well. He'll go to the free throw line. Foul is against Steve Johnson, his third personal. There's the move again. There's Johnson with the body and across the arms.
You think Johnson's going to miss a chance to pop Lucas?
No, sir. Not the way that Maurice was beating on him in the first half. And like you pointed out, Bill, I agree. I think he really threw Johnson's game off. Johnson was so intent on trying to battle with Maurice that his offense was non-existent. Lucas has 9.
And Luke plays that way every night, so
it's true.
There's no distraction for him.
You know, in the first half, Bill, the Lakers had 31 field goals, and 21 of their field goals came inside of 12 feet. So they established the inside game almost till its ultimate efficiency. Lakers with a little pressure defense again as the clock runs down, the final 5 seconds, and Greenwood again. Greenwood with 10 points here in the third quarter. Goodmanson three-pointer, that might go. It had a pretty good line on it. That would have been a fitting climax at the end of the third quarter, the way things have gone for the Lakers. They find themselves now in the lead by 21 points. 12 minutes left for San Antonio to try and fight back. We hear the voice of Cotton Fitzsimmons in the background there, talking to Darryl Garrettson, trying to ask for a few breaks as he talked to Don Boosie's assistant coach, his son along with him, another assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. Ty Corbett has come into the ball game for San Antonio. Magic Johnson has come in for Byron Scott. And Goodmanson with 2 more points. He now has 6. He seems very poised out there, Bill. He hasn't had a lot of experience, played a little bit with Portland, but he's done a nice job. Played some in Europe, played a little bit in the CBA. He and Johnson battling pretty hard, and they got the second one that time. Johnson popped him pretty good. Goodmanson pushed back, and they caught him for his 5th personal foul.
Well, maybe he learned something from Maurice in the first half. Pop first.
be the popper instead of the poppy.
That's right.
Matthews. 14 for Wes Matthews.
Well, the story of this game tonight, Rick, I think so far has been that the Lakers have complete control of the tempo almost all of the game.
Lucas to Goodmanson. Got a nice little shot. 8 points for Goodmanson, and Pat Riley, I'm sure, is just beaming with the way Goodmanson is playing. If he can get that type of performance from him during the playoff run, make things very interesting should the Lakers and the Celtics wind up in the finals. Wes Matthews again, and of course if that doesn't happen, Bill, I believe that all the basketball fans and the so-called experts would be very, very surprised. But again, injury here or there, or some strange thing that might take place, you never know. Goodmanson will go to the free throw line, so we'll see what his free throws look like. No, I think it's before the actual move. It'll be on the side. 4th team personal against Johnson. Only the 1st team foul. There's Kareem getting a substantial amount of rest in tonight's ball game. He had 6 at the half, had 3 fouls, got 10 points in the third quarter, picked up his 4th foul, and he'll probably sit out the remainder of the game. Goodmanson again. Now he'll go to the free throw line. Would have counted had it gone.
Hope he doesn't get too tired, all those shots he's taking.
You know, with that mustache and everything, it kind of reminds you a little bit of Swen Nader when he had that mustache. Except he's a little bit bigger, I believe. At least height-wise. Nice little jump hook inside. A nice
Good
touch on the
rotation.
free throws. Very nice. From Iceland.
What's a guy that tall shooting a shot like that?
He's from Iceland. Originally, I guess that's where he's born. Seems like a very nice fellow. He's got double figures in tonight's ball game. Now, Bill, if you're Con Fitzsimmons, what are you going to try and get your team to do in this game for any kind of a psychological reason or whatever it may be? What should they try to attempt to do here these final 10 minutes? And I think Goodmanson's gone.
See if they can work. See if they can find a couple plays they can work. And that'll be effective in the last part of the game, because if they don't do that, the team may not show up emotionally for the next game.
A nice hand for Goodmanson as he goes out of the game. That's a very good point. But they have got to try and do something. They, of course, all season long have had trouble playing against the Lakers here at the Forum. They give them a real battle, though, back in San Antonio. And surprisingly now, Goodmanson's out and Kareem has come back in, not Mitch Kupchak. So we are seeing Kareem back in action again.
Well, this game's not over, and Pat Riley realizes that. And so putting Kareem back in there, hold the fort for another 4 or 5 minutes.
Bill, you know who you're saying that to, Bill? I'm not going to buy that one. I'm not going to buy that one,
Well,
Bill.
I'll tell you, Pat doesn't feel it's over.
Okay. I'll tell you what. If this game isn't over, Magic Johnson.
That's rebounding.
To Cooper. Eight for Cooper. I would have never put Kareem back in. Believe me, this game, I really feel, is history. I'd be afraid Kareem might come up with some kind of an injury or something, especially playing against Johnson, as physical as he's been tonight. Greenwood can't find it. That's Michael Cooper to Magic. Magic lost the handle. 3 against 3. Johnson's fouled. Count the basket. Maurice Lucas with the foul. Let's watch the play by Magic Johnson just a few moments ago. Now look at the speed. He saw Robertson waiting to get the timing to go up for the block. He knew that Cooper was there, and that casual little flip. Just a beautiful play. What anticipation, what court sense.
And what vision.
The peripheral vision working again. Another rebound for Cooper. The alley-oop to Green. He takes it home for Magic Johnson. 4 for AC. Lamp is in the ball game for San Antonio. Artis Gilmore's reporting back in. Wes Matthews misfires. Another rebound from Maurice Lucas. Three-pointer, Cooper, count it. First three-pointer of the game.
And he's talking to Wes Matthews as he goes down court.
11 for Michael Cooper, and the Lakers continue to roll. That was the recipient of that Magic Johnson pass. Magic has 18 assists in this ball game. He had 2 games this year of over 20 assists or more. Sunvold has come into the game for San Antonio. Lucas and Johnson are going at it again in the middle. Gilmore with a big screen on Magic as Sunvold misfires, and Kupchak has entered, and Kareem has indeed gone to the bench.
Now Pat thinks the game's over, Rick.
Okay. Lucas with the left arm.
Offensive foul.
And he pushes off with the right arm to get Gilmore out of the way as Mike McGee sees his first action. That's 4 against Maurice. We'll watch it again. Artis come over, that left arm. He really didn't push it out. I don't think that was a good call, and Maurice had reason to be a little upset about it. Magic Johnson has gone out with McGee entering.
Yeah, I think Pat's pretty much convinced it's over.
Bench scoring 37-6 in favor of LA. Just a ridiculous statistic. Totally
Another
dominated.
good defensive play there.
Well, the Lakers have been doing that all night long. It's total domination in almost every department tonight. McGee will get into the act very quickly. Kupchak mistimed it, still came away with it. Again, Look at the battling by Kupchak. He'll have a jump ball with Artis Gilmore. But it's been that type of an effort all evening for the Lakers. They have been inspired as Worthy's off the bench giving a nice hand to Mitch. And they really have raised it one notch here. The intensity of the Lakers is something that we did not see in the last several weeks of the season.
And it's very difficult for the Lakers. If you beat a team 5 out of 6 times, one of the things that happens at the end of the season, you forget how tough the games were.
And these guys forgot which basket they were playing at as they just switched back.
And so there's a tendency to say, well, we don't have to worry about these guys. But the Lakers came out tonight not going to let the San Antonio Spurs get confidence.
Artis Gilmore sets another nasty pick. That time he got Cooper. That's Corbin, no chance. Kupchak is knocked to the deck. Foul against Artis Gilmore. That will be 5, I believe, now against Artis. 4th personal against Artis.
Well, he probably feels like hitting somebody tonight, Rick. And so what do?
He's probably mad that Cotton put him back in the game is what it is.
He hit the person closest to you, right?
Big mixed match there. Cooper, with Lucas, had Sunwell on him. Shot clock inside of 10. And AC Green pops one in from the outside. He has 6. 6:35 to play. And this one, John Travolta making his famous little walk out of the forum. He's seen enough. He does have that little swagger to him, doesn't he? A little Saturday Night Fever walk. Ty Corbin can't find it. Lucas with another rebound. The lead pass to Green. Let's see if he can chase it down. A little bit too far. And Alfrederick the Great Hughes will be coming in. There's John talking to a friend in the stands. Very shy guy, John Travolta. Had a chance to meet him. Nice fellow, but very shy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is. Wouldn't tell it by his movies, I can tell you that. The roles he played. Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Johnson tries to force the pass inside. Gilmore comes away with it, and Lucas with another rebound. Kupchak carries the ball. Now Alfrederick the Great Hughes comes in. The best thing about him was the story of him getting the speeding ticket on his way down to a training camp this year. First round draft choice of San Antonio. He had about 4 state troopers chasing him on his way down to camp. Lamp misses, and McGee with a rebound. Cooper to Kupchak. And the Lakers' second team showing you that they can run the break very successfully as well. That's 4 for Mitch Kupchak. Johnson against Lucas. AC Green. Steve Johnson not a factor at all in this ball game. Maurice Lucas should be credited with taking him out of the game, as Bill pointed out in that first half. And Lucas again with the outside shot. Maurice has 12 points. And we got a timeout for the San Antonio Spurs. There's still 5:05 left in this one. It's 116 for the Lakers and only 82 for San Antonio. A very contented bench for the Los Angeles Lakers. The reserves have run off 18-6 in this quarter. They give their biggest lead of the game at 34. And we promise you that tomorrow night the game will be a little bit closer when the Denver Nuggets host the Portland Trail Blazers, and Bob Neal and Red Auerbach will be bringing you the action of that ball game. And then on Saturday, we certainly hope we'll have a closer contest, but some more good playoff action as the Rockets take on the Sacramento Kings. Bill and I will be there for that. And then we'll go to Dallas to bring you the Dallas and Utah ball game.
You know, Rick, as bad as the Spurs are looking tonight, there have been worse beatings in the first game of the playoffs by teams that came back to win the series.
Well, you remember what happened to the Lakers against the Celtics last year?
That's exactly what I was thinking about, Rick. You know,
and it's happened to better ball clubs, right?
Yes.
Wilkins has come in.
You have to expect the Lakers to have somewhat of a letdown the next game. There's no way well, I don't think there's a way they could be as ready as they are tonight.
That foul is on Hughes.
But there's some interesting matchups in the playoffs aside from this one. I think the most interesting matchup, although they didn't look like tonight, was Atlanta and Detroit.
That's Spriggs who has come into the ball game, and Spriggs gets on the scoreboard right away. His first points of the game in the first few seconds of duty. Good defense by Spriggs. McGee to Green, a little hot dog. A little behind the back, and they're slapping him here tonight, Bill. Closing 4 minutes and 8 seconds there.
Well, when you get that far ahead, the mustard is okay to bring out, right?
Yeah, well, there it is. A little mustard behind the back pass. AC Green goes up, and no question about the foul from Jeff Wilkins.
He's seeing field goal. Point after, anyway.
AC Green, who has been a fine addition to this Laker ball club. When you pick that far down in the draft, you don't expect to get someone who can help you all that much, but they are very, very pleased with the way AC Green has fit into this ball club and the scheme of things here. He's their best offensive rebounder. He's very, very active on the boards.
And not a real bad shooter.
No, not a bad shooter at all. You saw him hit that outside shot just a few minutes ago, and he also runs the break exceptionally well. Shot clock inside of 10. Hughes with a 15-footer as it goes 16 and a half.
It's a good thing that backboard was there.
AC Green. That's Steve Johnson. Wilkins. Spriggs sees too many black shirts and decides to slow it down. And Michael Cooper now running the show for the Lakers.
I think they may be trying to get Mike McGee off.
Spriggs, he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, they got 3 minutes. You know, you like to get everybody on the scoreboard when you got a game like this.
It'll be interesting next week. We have a game I think we're bringing you on Tuesday night from Sacramento.
And
when
Sacramento
the Kings
never
play
lose.
Houston. They're 11-11 on Tuesday night games during the season. Something about that arena that they have back there, and the players say it's a real pit to go into, a real snake pit.
Well, it is noisy,
Yeah.
and we're talking noisy.
A 40-point lead for the Lakers, their biggest of the ball game.
Fortunately, that I'd hate to think they got a lead like that in the first half.
Another bad pass and turnover, 3 against 3. Now it's 4 against 4. Cooper to Kupchak, and he'll go to the free throw line as the ineptitude tonight of the San Antonio Spurs continues, because they have been inept, Bill.
Well,
Credit the Lakers a lot, but
Yeah.
San Antonio has been inept tonight.
well, see, I was trying to look at the glass that's half full of water, and I don't want to say it's half empty. I'd like to say it's half full, and the Lakers really came out and executed their game plan as well as they could possibly do. They had little help from the Spurs, but it's just a bad night on the West Coast.
Now, why would they be taking this 20-second timeout? I have no idea, but whatever. This game is basically history. Tomorrow night, we're going to remind people, though, we have baseball for them. The Atlanta Braves will be playing against the Dodgers, and I believe Fernando Valenzuela is supposed to be pitching. That's 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Superstation. And then immediately following, it will be Bob Neal and Red Auerbach bringing you the Portland Trailblazers against the Denver Nuggets. That will be at approximately 10:20 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope you'll stay tuned for that sports doubleheader tomorrow night here on the Superstation.
Now, Rick, the reason he could have called a timeout is that they have to finish this game with some plays that'll work against this Laker defense. And so maybe he's saying, well, listen, let's try this play or this play and see if it works, so that next game we can come up with some things that we have an idea that might work offensively and spread out the defense and make them have to play defense a little longer so they can't take off at an inopportune time.
42-point lead. And Pat Riley's worried about running his offense well. Johnson can't find it. There's Green on the boards. And McGee, who finished the season shooting
And that's got to be on AC Green.
But you see the activeness that he has. I mean, he's a very active player underneath that basket. Great tenacity, great determination. Only his first personal foul. We still have 2.5 minutes left to play. And if Pat was discussing those things with his team, Bill, that guy is a nasty person. Sunvol with an air ball. Johnson can't get it to drop, but the second try works for Steve Johnson. He only has 6 points.
Now, if I were Cotton, I would be a little worried that the team may be psychologically damaged. You see, now with a team like the Lakers, with the veteran ball club and with the great playoff experience, they could get beat like this and it wouldn't damage them. But with a young team, basically, that the Spurs have, this could damage them. Because the young players are the ones that have control of the ball in the backcourt. They're a very veteran club in the front court, but the guys in the backcourt are the young guys, and they're the ones that got to set the pace and try to pick up the tempo.
Well, that was Sunvol missing on that three-point attempt. That last basket by McGee, by the way, Bill, made every Laker on the scoreboard thus far tonight, or in the scorebook. McGee starting to warm up now. He's not bashful.
No, he started a few games this year when
played very well.
When Byron Scott was in a sort of a slump.
Well, last year in the first playoff round against Phoenix when they swept them, he was the leading scorer. And ironically, of course, now Maurice Lucas, who was on that team, is a very important part of this Lakers ball club. Kupchak as it blocked by Wilkins. There's the finals on the men's scoreboard tonight. Chicago losing to Boston, Detroit losing to Atlanta, and Sacramento losing to Houston.
I was surprised at the Atlanta-Detroit difference.
Yeah, especially with Dominique not having one of his more outstanding games. A lot of points scored in that one. That's Hughes. Frederick Hughes, and he's not bashful. He'll get it up. His first 2 points.
Good move by McGee. Defense thought he was going to pull up.
He's got
kind of looked away.
He's got 6 quick ones. That's Lamp. Lamp has played well in his limited duty tonight. Unfortunately, it's been a lost cause for San Antonio. Final 40 seconds here.
Thank heavens.
It's been a tough one for the San Antonio Spurs in particular. But credit the Lakers for being ready to start their playoff journey to defend as NBA champions. Something not done for 17 years since 1969 when your Boston Celtic team did it, Bill, when you were also the coach of that team. Just reminding you in case you've gotten senile and forgot it. Larry Spriggs, count it. He'll go to the line.
Rick, it seems like only yesterday. No, it doesn't. It does not seem like yesterday. Seems like a lifetime ago.
And there's the playoff schedule tomorrow. It'll be Portland at Denver. That'll be right after Braves baseball here on the Superstation. New Jersey will be taking on Milwaukee. And the rest of the confrontations, Washington, Philadelphia. Of course, they're waiting to see if Moses Malone can get back into playing condition. Out with that fractured eye joint or eye socket. Another turnover, 5-4. Spriggs will take it home. And basically a fitting climax to this game. The Laker defense and a Laker break as they win this ball game by 47 points. And Pat Riley, you can at least smile. That was one great performance by your ball club. We'll be back with our player of the game and some final comments in just a moment. In Miller Lite, player of the game is Byron Scott with 24 points, 12 of 19 shooting, and he had an outstanding game. And Miller Lite and Turner Broadcasting are proud to present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation on behalf of Byron Scott. We'll be back with some final comments in just a moment. That our next telecast of NBA playoff action will be tomorrow night, 10:20 p.m. Eastern Time. The Trailblazers against the Denver Nuggets, and Bob Neal and Red Auerbach will bring you all of the action of that contest. That will be immediately following Braves baseball against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The final score again here was 135-88. The Los Angeles Lakers just totally dominating. I want to thank all of our crew here, our producer Michael Lardner, our director Skip Ellison, and everyone else for another outstanding job. My statistician David Israeli, and also my wife Pam, and happy birthday, honey. And also for Bill Russell, this is Rick Barry thanking you for joining us, and hope you'll join us throughout the NBA playoffs as we will be bringing you 18 additional games here on the Superstation. Stay tuned for Portrait of America featuring Washington, D.C. The final again, 135-88, Los Angeles victorious. Good night, everybody.
TBS Sports has presented the 1986 NBA playoffs, brought to you by Miller Beer. Miller, made the American way since 1855. By Renault Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. By Menon Aftershave, sensible care for sensitive skin. By Pizza Hut, the home of pan pizza and Priazzo Italian pie. And by Delta Airlines, serving more than 100 cities in the U.S. and overseas. Delta gets you there.